9 minutes past 8, first this hour, staff at a Derby solicitors say they're in shock after a man's body was discovered in a chimney at their offices. It's thought he'd been on the roof and could have been trying to burgle the building. The police were called to Moody and Woolley on St Mary's Gate, where the remains were found on Wednesday. Our reporter Alex Canner has been at the scene for us this morning.
Well, Colin, I'm standing on St Mary's Gate in Derby's Cathedral Quarter. I'm right outside Moody and Woolley solicitors. I can see the blinds are closed. It's a very quiet street. It's ordinarily very quiet anyway during the day, but particularly at this time in the morning, as the sun hits it, there's very little happening.
And what more can you tell us about how this body was found?
Well, Colin, the body was found after staff were alerted to a problem by a smell and flies in their offices. It appears that the remains have been there for several weeks inside an unused chimney. Now, the area was cornered off and the body was removed by undertakers. A forensic investigation is still being carried out and police are working to identify the man and inform his family. At the moment, they say they're treating the death as unexplained.
And are we any clearer as to knowing how this body came to be inside the chimney?
Colin, we're not at the moment. Staff at the solicitors say that over a month ago there was some damage to a chimney on the roof of the building. While they were assessing the damage, builders subsequently found a hole in the roof and concluded that there'd been an attempt to break in. Buildings on St Mary's Gate have been targeted in the past by lead thieves. That's all we know for the moment. Police are expected to release a further statement later today.
And what more can you tell us about the area itself?
Well, St Mary's Gate is in Derby's Cathedral Quarter with Derby magistrates at one end and the cathedral at the other. It's a quiet street lined with 18th century buildings, traditionally the legal quarter of the town, and it's still home to several law firms. According to the website, Moody and Woolley has practised from the same address, 40 St Mary's Gate, for most of the last century. No one from Moody and Woolley was prepared to come on air and speak to us this morning, but yesterday we were told the whole firm was in shock over what's happened.
Alex Canner for reporting for BBC Radio Derby at 11 minutes past 8.